Have you ever believed that the only way to speak English fluently is to study for hours every single day? Well, that's the biggest lie most learners still believe. Because the truth is, you don't need more time, you just need more consistency. Most people start strong. They buy new books, download 10 apps, study 3 hours straight, and then stop completely after 1 week. Sound familiar? Here's the secret. 15 minutes a day beats 3 hours once a week. Single. Because fluency isn't built in marathons, it's built in moments. Small steps repeated daily create unstoppable progress. So today, I'll show you how to use the 15-minute fluency rule, a simple method that transforms your English without stress, burnout, or boredom. If you want to speak naturally and make English part of your life, this video is for you. I'm Peter, and welcome to English Unlocked, where we make fluency simple, real, and possible for everyone. Don't forget to hit subscribe and stay till the end, because what you'll learn today might change how you study English forever. You know what's funny? Most people think the hardest part of learning English is grammar or pronunciation. But no, the hardest part is simply showing up every day. You see, language isn't built in a single day. It's built in moments, small, ordinary moments that seem too simple to matter. But they do matter. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't brush for 3 hours once a week, right? You do it for 2 minutes every day, and that's what keeps your smile clean. Learning English works the same way. 15 minutes of focused learning every single day beats 3 hours once a week. Because your brain loves routine. It remembers what it meets often. So instead of chasing perfect study sessions, just focus on showing up. Open your notebook. Listen to a short podcast. Repeat one sentence out loud. That's it. Consistency is power. Every small effort compounds, like drops of water shaping a rock. Don't wait for the right mood. Start where you are with what you have right now. Because real fluency doesn't start with time. It starts with habit. And the habit starts today. When I started learning English, I made one big mistake. I tried to speak before I could really hear. I wanted to talk fast, sound natural, be confident. But my ears weren't trained yet. So I ended up repeating mistakes again and again. Here's the truth. Listening comes before speaking. Just like babies, they listen for months before saying a single word. That's how the brain learns rhythm, sound, and meaning. So if you feel stuck when speaking, maybe you're not broken. Maybe you just need more input. Listen every day. Podcasts, short clips, songs, real conversations. Don't worry about understanding everything. Just let your brain swim in English. Because input builds instinct. And instinct makes speaking effortless. It's like driving. At first, you think about every move. But one day, your hands just know what to do. That's what listening does for your English. So today, I want you to listen more, even if you don't speak much. Don't rush the process. Absorb first, express later. Remember, Before you speak naturally, you must hear naturally. And the more you listen, the clearer your voice becomes. Let's be honest, grammar scares many learners. You open a book, and there it is, pages full of rules, exceptions, and strange names. Present perfect, past continuous, conditional type 2. It sounds like a science experiment. But here's what I've learned after years of teaching. Grammar is not the enemy. It's the skeleton of your language. It gives your English shape and strength. Yet remember, a skeleton alone cannot smile, cannot move, cannot live. Grammar supports your words, but it should never control you. Don't try to memorize every rule. Instead, notice how grammar works in real life. When you listen to a podcast, repeat what you hear. When someone says, "I've been waiting," don't think about present perfect continuous. Think, "Oh, that means waiting started before and still continues." That's how grammar becomes alive. You don't learn grammar to pass a test. You learn it to communicate. So start small. Focus on the most common tenses: present, past, future. Use them in simple, real sentences. The more you use it, the more natural it becomes. Because grammar is not about perfection, it's about connection. Speak, make mistakes, learn, and grow. That's how grammar stops being a rule book and starts becoming your voice. Have you ever tried to memorize hundreds of English words, only to forget them a week later? You write them down, repeat them, highlight them, and still, they disappear. It's frustrating, isn't it? Here's the truth. Words are not meant to be memorized, they're meant to be lived. A word without context is like a seed without soil. It can't grow. So stop learning single words. Start learning phrases, sentences, stories. Instead of apple, learn eat an apple, a red apple. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Now your brain sees meaning, not just letters. When you hear or read a new word, don't just write it. Say it aloud. Make your own sentence with it. Connect it to something in your life. If you learn the word journey, think, "My English learning journey started last year." Suddenly, that word becomes yours. That's how vocabulary sticks. Not through pressure, but through connection. So from now on, don't collect words like trophies. Use them, live with them, speak them. Because the words you use become the words you own. One of the most powerful ways to train your English speaking is something so simple, yet so few people do it. It's called the mirror technique. Yes, a mirror. That little piece of glass can change your confidence, your pronunciation, even your mindset. When you speak in front of a mirror, you become both the teacher and the student. You see your mouth move, your face express, your body react. And suddenly, English doesn't feel like a foreign language anymore. It feels like a part of you. Try this. Stand in front of a mirror every day for just 5 minutes. Pick one topic: your day, your dream, your favorite food. Speak out loud. Watch how your lips move, how your eyes react, how your voice sounds. At first, you might feel awkward. You might laugh at yourself. That's okay. Because that's how confidence begins. Not when you're perfect, but when you keep showing up. The mirror never lies. It shows your effort, your growth, your courage. So next time you feel shy or afraid to speak, look into that mirror and say, I can do this. I'm learning. I'm improving. Because you are. And every word you speak in that reflection brings you one step closer to fluency. Have you ever stayed silent in a conversation because you were searching for the perfect English sentence? You wanted to say something smart, something correct, and by the time you were ready, the moment was gone. Yes, I know that feeling. It's the fear of mistakes, the fear of judgment. But here's the truth. Fluency is not perfection, it's connection. That's why I teach my students the 10-second rule. When someone asks you a question in English, don't freeze. Don't translate every word in your head. Just take a short breath and answer within 10 seconds. Even if your grammar isn't perfect, even if your sentence is simple, because communication isn't about fancy words, it's about courage. Imagine a friend asks, "What did you do yesterday?" Don't think too long. Say, "I met my friend. We had coffee. It was great." Simple. The more you practice quick responses, the faster your brain adapts. Your English becomes automatic, alive. So stop waiting for perfection. Start speaking with confidence. Remember, the goal is not to impress. The goal is to express. And every time you choose to speak, even with mistakes, you win. There comes a moment in every learner's journey when you're no longer a beginner, but not yet fluent. That's the bridge between B1 and B2. And crossing it can feel like walking through fog. You understand almost everything you hear, but speaking still feels limited. Your words are simple, your sentences short. And sometimes you think, why can't I sound more natural? Here's the key. To move from B1 to B2, you need to learn how to connect your ideas. Not just what to say, but how to say it smoothly. Start using connectors, small but powerful words like however, in fact, although, because. They make your English flow like a story, not a list. For example, instead of saying, I like English, it is useful. Say, I like English because it is useful. Or even better, I like English not only because it is useful, but also because it connects me to the world. See the difference? That's the sound of progress. At B2, it's no longer about memorizing. It's about expressing opinions, emotions, and reasons. It's about making your English yours. So build that bridge, one connector at a time. Speak with flow, not fear. Because the next level of English isn't about knowing more words. It's about learning how to make your words dance together. Do you know what makes the biggest difference between learners who improve and those who give up? It's not intelligence. It's not talent. It's community. Learning alone can be hard. You have good days, and you have days when you just don't feel like studying. And that's okay, you're human. But when you learn with others, something magical happens. You start to feel energy. You see others trying, failing, improving, and you realize you're not alone. Their progress becomes your motivation. Their effort becomes your mirror. Find a group, a friend, a partner, someone you can share this journey with. It could be a study buddy online, a conversation club, or even a small group on social media. The key is connection. When you teach someone what you know, you learn twice. When you listen to others, your brain grows faster. When you laugh over mistakes together, fear disappears. English is not just a subject. It's a bridge between people. And that bridge is stronger when we walk together. So don't learn in silence. Find your people, share your voice, and grow as one. Because fluency is not a solo race. It's a shared journey. Let me tell you something powerful. Consistency beats intensity. Every single time. Many learners think they need to study for hours to make progress. They say, I'll study all weekend, but then they disappear for a week. And that's why they stay stuck. Fluency doesn't come from one big effort. It comes from small efforts repeated daily. Just like drops of water can shape a stone, your daily habits can shape your English. 15 minutes a day may sound small, but imagine this. 15 minutes a day equals more than 90 hours in a year. That's 90 hours of growth, practice, and progress. So instead of asking, do I have time? Ask, can I make 15 minutes today? Because that's all it takes to keep moving forward. Create a simple routine. Maybe 5 minutes listening, 5 minutes shadowing, 5 minutes speaking. That's it. No pressure. No perfection. Just progress. Remember this, the secret isn't in doing more. It's in doing it again. Every day. No matter how small. Because English doesn't need all your time. It just needs your consistency. You've come so far on this journey. You've built habits, practiced daily, and faced your fears. But now comes the real question. How do you keep this fire alive? The answer is reflection. Yes, reflection, the final key to mastery. Because learning without reflection is like running without a direction. You move fast, but you don't know where you're going. Every week, take a few quiet minutes to ask yourself simple but powerful questions. What did I learn this week? What still feels difficult? What am I proud of? Write your answers down. See your growth. Feel it. When you track your small wins, you realize something amazing. You're no longer just learning English, you're living in English. You start thinking in it, dreaming in it, expressing your true self with it. And remember this, fluency is not a final goal. It's a lifestyle, a continuous evolution, like fitness for your mind. So reflect, adjust, and keep going. Don't stop when it's hard. Stop only when English feels like a natural part of you. Because one day you'll look back and smile. Not because it was easy, but because you never gave up. And that's how real progress begins, not in one giant leap, but in the small, steady steps you take every day. Remember these 2 powerful tips from today's journey. First, practice English consistently, even just 15 minutes a day. Small habits create big results. Second, reflect on your progress, look back, adjust, and keep moving forward with purpose. If today's message inspired you, don't forget to subscribe to English Unlocked and join our growing community of learners who never stop improving. Thank you for listening, my friends. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next episode.